I've been doing this for several years now, and every year around this time, I am always surprised by what I'm seeing in the garden. It is going absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to show you. So to start, I have good news and bad news. The good news is that my purple pole beans are doing so good. And the bad news is that there are no tomatoes on this half of the trellis. I'm not entirely sure what happened to them. It is either root rot from planting them right when we had like day after day after day after day of rain, or it is wilt, and that would be a way worse problem to have. I'm hoping it's not wilt, but it kind of looks like wilt. The ones that I haven't pulled out yet are definitely like dead. You know what I mean? They started looking yellow and then they turned brown. Back to the good news though, the rest of the trellis looks pretty fine. This variety is either in a better space as far as its roots, or it is resistant. Either way, I'm happy with it. It's looking really nice. This is, I think, my Homestead 24 tomato. And I am still getting a couple of San Marzanos in here, so that's looking nice. Oh, look, it's spider season already. I know these guys can look kind of scary, but they are absolutely harmless to you. They do not want to bite you, I promise. What they do want to do is eat all of the pests that are trying to eat your plants. So just consider them like your bodyguards for your plants. Wow, look at this one. This variety in particular, I got it because it's good at setting fruit and high heat. And by golly, have we had some high heat lately. It hasn't even been getting out of the 80s at night. If you guys remember last year, I had Malabar spinach around, and this is entirely self-reseeded right here. And it's been growing pretty slowly, to be honest. I felt like I saw these start coming up in April, and they've just been really taking their sweet time actually growing. But now I've got at least one that is finally vining up. So I'm also really quite happy with how my fancy tomato plants are doing, my expensive ones. These ones were like $14 for 10 seeds. It was crazy. But these are actually a newly created variety that can be shelf staple for like up to 8 months, just sitting there on your counter. Something I am really excited about are these. They look like tomatillos, but they are actually a variety called Northern Pineapple. Some people call them giant Cape gooseberries, and they are getting really close to ready to harvest, and I cannot wait to try them. The rest of this row is peppers and eggplant with a few other things mixed in. I am actually starting to harvest some of my hot peppers. This one is my Buena Mulata. It's going to turn orange, and so purple and orange, this is my Clemson pepper. It's always looking so good. And if you remember, we did like a little bit of an experiment. I topped 2 of my 4 plants and I left 2 of them as they were. And if I'm being honest, I'm not seeing like a huge difference in production between the topped ones and the not topped ones. So maybe it doesn't really matter. This little vine right here, this is my Tars bean. This I interplanted with my peppers. It's supposed to be semi-vining. I thought it might end up being more on the ground and like kind of spreading out and being a weed barrier, but instead it is climbing my peppers, which is fine. It's not going to hurt them, I don't think. But this is a really cool kind of bean. It is definitely heat tolerant, high protein, high fiber kind of bean, pretty disease resistant. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. I haven't actually seen any beans on it just yet though. My turmeric is looking amazing. I know these look kind of like calla lilies, don't they? But they're turmeric. And when I harvest it later this year, I'm gonna have like, I can't even imagine. It's gonna be like a massive amount of turmeric under there. I'm really close to harvesting my first sweet peppers. These guys are looking so good. I just need to wait for them to turn red. All right, now we absolutely have to take a look at my arches. They're looking so pretty. If you remember from the last tour, I planted 2 kinds of beans here. This is a red velvet bean. I know it's not red right now. theoretically it should turn red later. And noodle beans, which are always really, really fun. They look so cool, like little alien beans. But so far, overplanting on this trellis has not bitten me in the butt. It seems like everything is actually coexisting quite nicely. And that tells me maybe I've been underplanting it this whole time, because everything just looks so good. I mean, look at all of these beans. I have been harvesting so many green beans that I'm having to eat green beans like literally every single day right now. Otherwise they go to waste. And I know somebody in the comments is going to tell me, just can them. Well, I don't like canned green beans. I think they're kind of terrible. Same goes for frozen green beans. So I am trying to eat them all fresh. And these green ones now, I've had so many, I am leaving them to make me dried beans, because it's a variety that theoretically can do both. Okay, and on my second arch, on the one side, we have my cucamelons. On the other side is my tromboncino squash. Now the cucamelons have been kind of chewed on by something. If I can find one, I'll show you. It's this like little tiny yellow fuzzy caterpillar thing. But these have been producing like crazy. I recently went through yesterday and pulled a ton off, but they make the tiniest little cucumbers. Here's a little one. You can see how big it is compared to the little bug that's on it. That's not the one that I think is doing most of the damage, by the way. Oh, here we go. Here's one. It's still a little on the smaller side, but yeah, this is what they look like. They are kind of a cucumbery lime flavor, and I think they're going to be a weed in my garden forever. You can see kind of the carpet of them coming this way. I found the vines all the way as far over as like in the peppers over there. And so on the tromboncino squash side, I had 2 plants. One of them died for no reason that I can detect. Couldn't find anything wrong with it, but it just died. And then, oh, here's one of those. This is what's been mentioned on the cucamelons, that little thing. But this plant that did survive looks so good. And we actually do have some baby squashes on it. Here's another one up here. They're gonna look so cool. And then past that trellis is my corn. I think the last time you guys saw this, I was pointing out how like this section of it wasn't doing as well because of the cardboard that I put under it. It does seem to be recovering, which I'm really grateful for, but is definitely behind. Like if I come over here, you can see there's a bunch of them that are like this corn was only up to here, whereas everybody else is like all the way up here. And that's kind of bad for it in 2 ways, because it's also getting shaded out because the sun sets that direction. But it is growing and it looks very green, so I am happy about that. I think I will end up getting a lot of corn from this area. And then this down here, this is sorghum. I know it looks almost identical, but yeah, this is sorghum here. And then in between, we also have some southern beans. You can see them vining out, climbing the corn just as they should. Over in this last row, which is my shady row because of the tree, I actually planted some mushroom blocks. You'll see these patches of wood chips with their little tags. This one is a chestnut mushroom. And they are for planting. I got them from North Spore, and they will come up when the temperature is right, which is going to be later in the fall. But I planted those, and I also had like all my leftover eggplants. They were honestly looking really, really sad. And I went ahead and put them in here anyway because, well, I didn't have anything else to put in here in the shady row. And something I learned on the farm is that eggplant actually kind of do like a little bit of shade, and they do like the heat. So, I mean, these guys are looking pretty good considering they looked like they were about to die when I planted them. Over here, I also want to show you guys my pawpaws. I officially have 7 pawpaws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 of my seeds came up, which is crazy. And they all look so healthy. Like, guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am for that. That is so cool. Oh, and here's some of those sad eggplants I was telling you about, the ones that didn't end up getting planted. They still look terrible. All right, before we go on, I do just want to quickly let you know, if you haven't heard yet, that I have a free course here on YouTube to help you plan out your garden. And if you're thinking it's too late, I've already missed it, can't plan my garden. Yes, you can. It is time to start thinking about fall. So if you want a fall garden this year, I will show you exactly how to do it. I will hold your hand the entire way. That free course is linked down below. It's all right here on YouTube. It's totally free. So go check it out. All right, let's move on to the grapes. The grapes are looking really, really good. Unfortunately, so my best friend came over and she's like, I'll eat one. I'll see how they taste, even though they're unripe. And they already have a seed in them, apparently. This is supposed to be a seedless variety. They already have seeds. They're definitely not ripe. They should turn purple. The variety is Suffolk. I got them from just Lowe's from the store, and you know, it was a whim. It was a last minute purchase. I didn't do that much really research. I was just like, oh, I want this. So hopefully when these ripen, they are actually like pretty tasty. I have a lot of them, and if they have seeds in them, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make like wine or maybe jelly or something with them. I have also seen and saved on TikTok a recipe for a grape pie. So we will be trying that later this summer for sure. I don't think I ever show you guys this, but this is from the top of the pergola. And you can see like these vines going way off here. Those are hardy kiwi vines, but yeah, everything is going absolutely nuts. Under my grape trellis, I also have some volunteer tomatoes. Look at those. This is a tiny variety I planted last year, I think. I don't remember what they were called, but they're really cute and tiny, and they look incredible. So I can't take them out because they just look so good, and my other tomatoes don't. So I have weedy path and some tomatoes now. My absolute worst pest in the garden is my own cats. Baby, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh, that is really not good. Oh man. I understand it when she's digging in like freshly like cleared soil, but when the plants are this big, I really just like don't know what to do about that. I think the cats are definitely a net positive for me, even if this one is a little bit mischievous. I think they're a big reason I don't deal with like rats and even groundhogs and stuff like that. I think the cats, their scent everywhere, even just being out here all the time really keeps them away. All right, so let's take a look at some of these raised beds. So this one in front of me has completely filled out in strawberries. It is runner season, so they are spreading like crazy. This is a very crowded raised bed all of a sudden. And speaking of crowded, my sweet potatoes are just absolutely escaping everywhere, but they look so good. I mean, this is what I expect from a sweet potato bed, really. And we'll look briefly at the corn that Kata was digging up. She has actually dug up a fair number of them, and I keep trying to replant them, and some of them survive and some of them don't. You can see some of the ones that haven't had their roots disturbed. They're looking great. Here's a couple over here. Same as the other area. It's got these southern beans on them, and they should grow up with the corn. It's looking like I'm gonna get a little bit out of here, but probably not very much. I had planted this as like a backup because the other one was looking bad, and you know, now this one is looking worse. So I don't know, between the two of them we'll definitely get some popcorn. This raised bed, I recently replanted the top here with potatoes. If you haven't seen my shorts yet, I harvested the potatoes from here the other day and instantly replanted them, but I actually got a lot, so you should go check that out. The Greek oregano is always super popular with all of the pollinators, and there's some really cool ones that it attracts. There's some like interesting little bees and stuff that I don't really see anywhere else. Of course, there's the like thread-waisted wasps and other types of wasps that'll come in here. It is buzzing, you know what I mean? It's busy. Now, if we're talking about ridiculously large, my sunchoke is so tall, I can't even touch it anymore. It is way up there. Now in this raised bed right here, I have some southern beans that are much farther along. You can see them everywhere here. And I have my single lone amaranth. I really wanted more, but I just couldn't get them to sprout in this area. So we've got the one really, really pretty one. I'm also still harvesting so many raspberries. Summer raspberries are coming in like crazy. Like I can't even keep up with how many there are, although a lot more of them are damaged because of the heat and the sun, and the pests have all woken up and are starting to eat on them. But there's still a lot of food in here and a lot of food coming. And past my berries, of course, I have some of my fruit trees. I'm particularly impressed with how tall this one has grown. It died back pretty much entirely back to the ground. So all of this is new growth this year, and it is taller than me already. So it's looking absolutely incredible. Down here is also my pomegranate that died back completely to the ground and is now coming back. Looks really healthy. And in this area, I also have a couple of squash plants. These are my pumpkins. I am hoping to like give them space to spread out and like really root into the ground and just like be able to kind of sprawl between all of these fruit trees. I also have some loofahs in here that are looking only okay. I definitely let them dry out a lot early on, so they look super sad, which is why I planted some new ones. And now that I've been watering them, they look a lot better, and I don't know. I'm probably still going to cut out the old ones and let the new ones grow, because these, I think they're just like, they're off to a bad start. They're probably not going to produce very good fruit. So my other fig tree, the one that didn't die all the way back, is actually loaded with figs. You can see them all on there. It's because it put on fruit sooner on the growth it already had. And you can see it's got, this is a new branch right here, and it's only just now starting to put on fruit on the new branch. So I think that that is why this one is kind of behind. I think it will fruit. It'll just be later. You can see potentially that's what's starting to form in the crooks of these branches here. My citrus is still looking really healthy. I'm sure it absolutely loves the heat. I've got a giant new branch right here. It's still so new that the thorns are just like floppy. I always think that's kind of fun to come touch. So this one is my Sour Patch Kids one. It's putting on a little bit of new growth down here. And then my kumquat is looking really nice as well. You can see all this light green growth that is the new stuff coming in. Definitely, it's not going to be huge this year, but you know, it's probably almost doubled in size since I've gotten it, so that's pretty good. All right, over here in the shade, you might remember that I have my elderberry, and I wasn't sure it was going to make fruit because it kept dropping flowers. We've got a little bit, just a couple here and there. Definitely not a ton, but I've been told that this is kind of normal and next year should do a whole lot better. Oh, the garden looks so cute from up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy gardening.